I'm going to now read the names for the April Shotsuki. These are the people we know passed away in the month of April who were associated with our temple. If you've lost someone in the month of April and we don't have them on this list, please let me know. There's no charge. We'd be happy to read their name. Yeah, the first Sunday of each April. And I will now read the April Shotsuki Hoyo list. Doi Tomoyo. Fujikawa Masao. Fujimoto Kenji. Fukumoto Suma. Goto Tsune. Goto Yoshio. Hanashiro Seiichi. Harabe Kazuaki. Hayama Yonekichi. Hida Yuko. Hino Naokichi. Horowitz Nishimoto Michi. Ikeda, Dr. Kazuo Ikeda. Inoue Kurakichi Inoue. Ishihara Kohei. Ishita Shizuko. Iwata Masu. Kawahara Hinasaku. Kawahara Sumako. Kawamoto Masami. Kikawa Alice. Kimura Mamoru. Kiyama Aki. Kobayashi Sumie. Konishi Tomi. Kubo Tamino. Matsumura Buichi. Mitsuoka Shigeru. Muraki Kayo. Muraki Toraichi. Nagata Nami. Nagatani Ito. Nakagawa Mitchell Mitsuo. Nakanishi Yukiko. Nakatani Se. Noda Satoru. Noda Tarayuki. Okazaki Fuku. Okazaki Shohachi. Oki Saichi. Okida Hizume. Okuno Mitsuko. Omori Fumio. Omura Tsuru. Oshita Rikie. Otake Shizuo. Otani Hamako. Saeda Asaichi. Sakai Gonzo. Sakiyabu Shigeichi. Sakamoto Some. Sakamoto Tsune. Sato Tadao. Sera Rikue. Tsunada Kiyomi. Takagi Masaichi. Takeda Katsuichi. Tamura Shie. Tanaka Tazuno. Tanaka Yoshitaro. Tanimoto Shigeyoshi. Tarumoto Naoichi Tom Tarumoto. Tsukida Shiki. Tsukimoto Tarashi. Utsumi Takeo Babe. Ue Tanaka Toshiko. Ue Tanaka Toshiko. Wakasa Hisashi. Wakasa Mitsue. Watanabe Tome. Yamada Nitaro. Yamaguchi Yasuyoshi. Yamamoto Tamigoro. Yamane George. Yamane Ishi. Yamane Tsune. Yamasaki Jun. Yamasaki Masuichi. Yamasaki Teruo. Yamasaki Ryuso. Yamasaki Ryuso. Yamasaki Satoko. Yamashita Naota. Yamashita Yoshino. Yano Kizo. Yoneda Hatsue Su. We express our reverence for, our concern for, our affection for these friends of our temple who passed in April. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Again, good morning. We are doing this service in segments. You must bear with us in this new semi-cyber age. This is our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of April of 2022, and I have just read the names of those who passed away. Those of you who lost someone in April, I'm very sorry for your loss. Thank you for attending or observing this service, and thanks to all those of you who have supported us so generously as we cope with asbestos abatement and mosquito abatement here at the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. Thanks to all of you who have been so generous. And thanks to those of you who have supported us with your volunteer work. Some of you are probably a little tired working so hard and being so generous. You would have to be some kind of a superhero not to be a little bit tired. You'd have to be a kind of superhero to do the kind of work our production crew is doing and not get tired. So thanks so much to Alan Goto and Kathy Kumagai today, who are our sole tech people. We often have others helping, but we're kind of a skeleton crew today. You'd have to be a superhero to do what our members do for our temple and not get tired. But are we potentially sort of superheroes? During COVID, I've watched a lot of superhero movies. Well, we're not superheroes like Wonder Woman or Doctor Strange. They use magic or divinity to get their work done. We Buddhists rely on cause and effect to transform our lives and the lives of those around us. So we're a little different than those kind of superheroes, a little different from Doctor Strange or Wonder Woman. But could we be Iron Man? You know, Robert Downey Jr., I think, has vacated the role. We could, you know, we could be Batman or Iron Man. Batman uses physical training and technology and scientific knowledge to operate within cause and effect. Iron Man uses technology and scientific knowledge to operate within cause and effect as kinds of superhero. Of course, they're just pretend people, they're not real people. We're real people. And Amida Buddha is a real Buddha, and Amida Buddha is a real kind of a superhero. Of course, Amida Buddha doesn't punch anybody like the superheroes we watch in the movies. But like Batman, Amida Buddha works through cause and effect, like Batman and Iron Man. Maybe I could be Robin, you know, I could be Amida can be Batman and I'll be Robin, you know. Kind of a bumbling Robin, kind of a Super Grover style Robin. But anyway, one day, even I will be a positive helper of many, which is what we look to and call superheroes. A positive helper of many, as is Amida Buddha even now. Amida's superpower is the ability to lead all of us to what is best within us, to be the best versions of ourselves. Amida's superpower is leading us all away from what is small and petty and self-seeking. Our lives contain positive potentials and wholesome tendencies and some unwholesome urges we need to resist. The Buddha Dharma, participation in Buddhist tradition will reinforce our healthy inclinations and help us to set aside those proclivities that prevent us from moving toward awakening. However, the Buddha cannot make us take an interest in awakening. We, as Shakyamuni Buddha told us, are like children playing in a burning house. Working this Lotus Sutra analogy again, used a few months back. We are like children living in a burning house while being totally oblivious to the danger. The flames of anxiety, greed, anger, and foolishness are consuming us, are destroying everything good in our lives. The danger is very real. The danger of a wasted life is very real. The teachings of the Buddha can guide us towards fulfilling our potential for wisdom, kindness, and compassion, insight. However, if we remain complacent, we will not take the teachings to heart. We will not aspire for positive change if we settle down into a complacent mindset. It might seem silly to aspire to be a superhero, to be a Buddha one day, but it is not silly. We do have the potential. We all have Buddha nature. We all have the potential to awaken. We simply have to turn away from gas, greed, anger, and stupidity, and reduce our anxieties. We just have to turn away from greed, anger, and stupidity and reduce our anxieties. This turning away and settling down comes when we are drawn toward awakening. When one of these 84,000 paths catches our attention. And we can be drawn toward goodness, beauty, and fulfillment when we are mindful of the danger that we are in. The danger of a wasted life. The danger of a wasted life looms over us, and it looms over those we love. The house is in flames. We're trapped in a burning house of greed, anger, stupidity, and excessive anxiety, and we're told there are 84,000 gates to the Dharma, 84,000 ways out of this burning house, 84,000 ways to truth and reality and the Buddha. It's good that we're so liberal that we acknowledge all these ways of awakening. But you know, the fact that there's 84,000 doorways out of a burning house is only helpful when the house is on fire if you walk out one of those doorways. Our doorway, the Jodo Shinshu, the Jodo Shinshu Honganji Ha school in the Pure Land stream of Mahayana Buddhism, our specific doorway out of the burning house is a life of trust in the promise of liberation for all. We entrust ourselves to the Buddha's promise of liberation for all. Awakening comes to us all. Awakening opens out to include us through the Buddha's compassion. We do things. We watch or attend Buddhist services like this. We listen to Dharma talks, read books sometimes. We reflect on the teachings. We say the Nimbutsu aloud in forms like Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Kimyo Jinjipo Mugi Ko Nyorai, Namo Fukashigi Ko Nyorai. I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. We say the Nimbutsu aloud in these forms or hold them silently in our mind, you know. One of the things people figured out in the late 20th century, a good place to say the Nimbutsu is in the car when you're driving. Nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody cares. Namanda, Buddhamanda, Namandabu, Namandabu, Namanda, Buddhamanda. We do that. We do that sometimes. You can do it at the bus stop too, particularly if the other guy at the bus stop looks kind of weird. He may leave you. Namanda, Buddhamanda, Namanda. He might just leave you alone. I wouldn't do it in the grocery store. You'll draw attention. That's when we hold it silently in our mind. You can do these things. Listen to Dharma talks, reflect on the teaching, read books by Buddhist authors, say the Nimbutsu aloud in forms like, I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. We do these things. Kimyo Jinjipo Muge Ko Nyorai. And our pathway, this Jodo Shinshu Buddhist way of living, does lead out of the burning house, out of the danger which we live amongst. Trusting that we are being transformed by the compassion of the Buddha, we can live our lives in thankfulness. We may not even notice that we are developing a distaste for greed, anger, and stupidity. We probably will notice that we are less anxious and worried. We may not notice much that we are becoming more tolerant, kinder, and occasionally insightful, but this will happen. If we trust in the vow of universal liberation, Hongon, Amida Buddha's promise to accept everyone into his unbroken subjectivity. Amida Buddha's fundamental promise of enlightenment for all beings is real. The promise is real. It is an unbroken promise. And relying on this promise, we can walk out of the burning house. We can move out of the danger we are in. Saying the Buddha's name can help. Saying it occasionally, relaxedly, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Holding it silently in your mind, relaxedly. This can remind us that all this is really happening. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is our real life, in which we are really being liberated by the Buddha. We're really being guided out of greed, anger, foolishness, and anxiety, out of this burning house, this terrible danger amongst which we live. We're being guided out. This is real life that we are living. And it is right now taking place in a burning house, a house consumed by greed, irritability, stupidity, ignorance, and negative urges. We are in real peril, real danger. But there are those 84,000 doorways that lead out of the burning house. So allow me again, amongst these 84,000 ways of liberation, allow me to recommend the Nimbutsu teaching. Recommend the Nimbutsu exit. The Nimbutsu escape from the burning house of negative urges and crippling anxieties picks us up and takes us where we need to go. It is a simple path of trusting and living gratefully. We don't immerse ourselves in saying the Nimbutsu for hours on end. Once in a while we say it rapidly because it's fun. Namanda, Buddhamanda, Namanda, 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 Buddhamanda. But we're not like some other religions or some other forms of Buddhism where they'll focus for hours, Om Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasam Gate, Bodhisvaha, Om Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasam Gate, Bodhisvaha. They repeat this mantra for hours. We don't do that. That would distract us from living our lives. Rather, we center our lives on this Nimbutsu, which is relaxedly and occasionally spoken, relaxedly and occasionally turned to. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Again, a very simple path of trusting and living gratefully. We just say or reflect silently on phrases like Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu. I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. On occasion we do this, relaxedly, although reverently. This can be our door out of the burning house. This can be our path into the great wide open. We were preparing this relatively brief Dharma message for the first Sunday of April of 2022, which is going to be our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of April 2022. I lost people in April. You may have as well. I am sorry for your losses. For those of you who lost someone in the month of April, please do accept my sincere condolences. Some of those friends and relatives have already become Buddhas, a kind of superhero. Kind of superhero that is leading to the resolution of all our problems. Buddhahood will lead to the resolution of all our problems when we awaken to it. Our friends who have already awoken to it may be sending positive influence even now. There is a way out of the burning house. There are many ways out of the burning house. Our way is simple. If you would, consider walking it with us, the Nimbutsu path. In closing, I will say the Nimbutsu a few times and ask those who are of a mind to join me in saying the Buddha's name. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.